IAEA inspectors. Is that part of your agreement?
They're wrong. They're wrong. They know they're wrong. They told us inside, and we have it down, 100% inspections. And if they were right, I'd cancel the meetings right now.
And Iran says there's no
When will
agreement
those,
to buy egg
from your
products.
view, Mr. President, when will those inspectors actually be on the ground?
At the
in
appropriate
Iran?
time. At the appropriate time. There's no rush, but they'll be on the ground at the appropriate time.
And to keep the status quo, we believe we don't need any involvement by IAEA to monitor the status quo. But when we come to technical agreement about the details of Iranian activities, Iranian nuclear activities, apparently at that point there would be the involvement of the IAEA inspectors. But what I'm telling now is that for the time being, no, there is no any need for inspectors of IAEA to come to Iran.
Iran throws Trump another googly as a fresh nuclear showdown appears to be looming on the horizon. Tehran is breathing fire after the US president issued yet another stark warning aimed directly at Iran. Trump has a message for Mujtaba: behave, or Washington may be prepared to take far tougher action. This comes despite Trump's own vice president insisting that negotiations with Iran are making good progress. Iran is refusing to bend under pressure and appears ready to shut the doors of its nuclear program to international scrutiny. Tehran has roared back at Washington, declaring that no inspections of key nuclear sites will be allowed.
And they have to start believing, when the Times and a couple of others, they're grasping for straws. When they say that Iran is about the same as it was 4 months. 4 months ago, they had a powerful Navy, they had a powerful Air Force. Most of their missiles are gone. Most of their launching pads are gone. Most of their manufacturing capacity for drones and missiles is gone. About 87% gone. And then I hear, they're in such great shape. No, they're gone. And their first level of leaders, gone. Their second level of leaders, gone. Their third level of leaders, you have to hear the conversations. Who wants to be president? Well, I don't want it. Nobody wants to be president. And then we have to read that they're doing well. They're doing so badly.
An important development, even it is beyond what was arranged in JCPOA. And it is the agreement of both sides that at least for 60 days Iran would be able to sell its oil and petrochemical products to any country. Then Iran shall be able to receive the money, and the transactions and transportation and insurance should be not affected by any kind of sanction, and the waivers should include all those aspects related to the export of Iran's oil. That would be useful, of course, for Iran and for the whole world as well, because you all know that this war had enormous impacts on the oil markets in the world, and that was unavoidable. And by opening the routes for the export of Iranian oil, that would a little bit rehabilitate the energy situation in the world at global level. And of course, it has been one of the Iranian demands which should be fulfilled. And now with this, Iran is able to sell the oil, and according to the news, a big amount of oil has been exported during the recent days after the signing of MOU. And at the same time, that would be a kind of test to see how other sanctions can be removed, because that is a kind of pilot exercise with regard to removal of the sanctions. And if it works well, then there would be a bigger hope that both sides can work on the removal of other sanctions too. You know, with regard to IAEA, there is two issues: a principal issue and the current situation. The principal issue, as I told you, is that at one point there would be a kind of involvement by IAEA and its inspectors, because we believe that they are the only eligible entity to monitor and verify whatever we are making agreement with regard to Iranian nuclear activities. There is no any other mechanism to verify the things. At one specific point, there would be a kind of involvement by the inspectors of the IAEA. It does not need any kind of agreement or any kind of arrangement, because it is quite clear that the only eligible organization is IAEA. But what we are discussing is about the current situation. At current situation, both sides have accepted to keep the status quo. And to keep the status quo, we believe we don't need any involvement by IAEA to monitor the status quo. But when we come to technical agreement about the details of Iranian activities, Iranian nuclear activities, apparently at that point there would be the involvement of the IAEA inspectors. But what I'm telling now is that for the time being, no, there is no any need for inspectors of IAEA to come to Iran. But that does not deny the fact that in any agreement on nuclear issue, there is a great possibility and legitimacy for IAEA to play a role. The termination of attacks against Lebanon will provide the situation that the people can go back to their homes in the southern parts of Lebanon. As I told you, maybe still the situation is not appropriate because occupation continues. But the removal of occupation and removal of forces is part of agreement, as I told you. This ceasefire includes a stop of firing, a stop of attacking, and also withdrawing forces from the southern part of Lebanon. And that should be done, and according to the discussions we have had, it is the responsibility of the United States to make sure that this part of MOU will also be fulfilled. This memorandum of understanding, as it has been mentioned inside the text, is between Iran and its allies on one side, and United States and its allies on the other side. Therefore, Hezbollah is our ally, and it is part of the agreement. And if there is any attack against Hezbollah, it means that MOU has been seriously violated. And if it is violated, we have the right to respond in any effective and appropriate manner. Therefore, if we should warn Israel and give it a hint that if they are going to violate the MOU in any format, including by attacking Lebanon and Hezbollah in Lebanon, then Iran will respond. Iran definitely will respond.